to get you ready for the Liberty Analysis Preparation Sheet that is due next week. And the point of this assignment is to make sure that no disaster occurs when you turn in your midterm writing assignment. This is a way for me to make sure that you are on track and make some early corrections in enough time for you to get it right for the due date of the midterm writing assignment. So it's going to be helpful if you could print out this sheet, which is online in assignments, and if you could look along with me, follow along with me as I go through it, that would be great. So what you're going to have to do, first of all, is to choose a Supreme Court case to write about and to analyze, and that's going to be in the back of your book. It's on page, starting on page 193. You can choose any one of these cases that you find interesting. We've already looked at a number of them in the activities, in the Liberty Analysis activities. But any of these are open for the midterm, so just choose one. And in that first line, when I say, what is your controversy, tell me which case you're going to be analyzing, give the name of the case. Now you're going to see that there's always two parties involved in any of these controversies or cases. So for example, the first one in the scenarios, I'm on page 193, is Get Low versus People of the State of New York. So for each one of these meanings of liberty that you're going to be using to analyze the case, 1 through 5, you're going to have to choose one of those sides, either Get Low or People of the State of New York, or whatever the two parties are in the case you're choosing happens to be. There's going to be a third possibility, which is that the meaning of liberty does not apply to the case, and we'll go into that a little bit as we go through each one. So I'm looking at now 1A, 1B, and 1C on the prep sheet. So if you're thinking about which side would most promote living under a government that protects person and property, let's say that you are doing Loving versus Virginia for this case, just as a popular example. So you have to think about, okay, is anybody in this case, is there any person who's hurting another person? If the answer is no, then you would say does not apply. This meaning of liberty does not apply to the case. If you're, if it's Loving would promote that, then you write Loving. If it's Virginia, Virginia. But in this case, no person is harming another person, so it does not apply to Loving versus Virginia. And just remember, you're not, in this analysis, you're not choosing which side you think should win or want to win. It's just looking at it through the narrow perspective of this one meaning of liberty, which side winning would promote that. As we saw in the case of Russell versus Bush, which is in your assignment, the answer here would be Bush, because that would lead to government protecting the people of the United States from a foreign attack. So there you would write which side or does not apply for 1A. For 1B, you need to explain why. So you would just write in briefly here, again using Loving versus Virginia. This meaning of liberty does not apply to this case. Why? Because no person is hurting another person. Then for 1C, I'm going to want you to select a quotation from the book that we've studied from this particular section. So you're going to want to look to activity 2, 3, or 4 in there. I think 2 or 3 more specifically, for some quotation that defines living under a government that protects person and property. I already said in a previous video 2D would be a good one for this, but also some of the ones from activity 3 would be equally good. So what I want you to do is to give me the number of the activity and the letter of the quotation you're going to use, just so I can see that you're using an appropriate quotation. Then you're going to go to the next meaning of liberty, living under a government that does not harm person and property, and you're going to go through the same thought process, and it's going to be true for each one of these. So again, let me use a different case so that I don't, lead you towards using necessarily Loving versus Virginia. Let's take Roe v. Wade as an example. So you have to think about, is government harming anybody in Roe v. Wade? Is government wrongly imprisoning anybody? Is government killing somebody, raping somebody? The answer is no, so it does not apply. But depending on your case, it would be one side or the other, or it does not apply. And again, why? Because government's harming this person, or in another case, government's not harming anybody without due process, so it doesn't apply. And then again, you're going to choose some quotation from that section on government not harming people that defines this meaning of liberty. I think 6b was a really good one, the William Penn quotation. But the Madison or some of the others would do just as well for defining. And so on for each one of these. You're going to decide which side, which party to the lawsuit, to the controversy would promote personal liberty. So again, you're asking yourself, is anybody being wrongly imprisoned in this case? Is that what the case is about? Is it someone being imprisoned without a trial? If not, it doesn't apply. In a lot of these, actually, the first three won't apply because they're not cases about these particular issues. For 4 and 5, typically, most of the cases in the back of the book, it does apply. Personal liberties is something that we're going to be, that you've already studied in your assignments. I'm going to do videos about it, and so we'll talk about more when I do that video. But you're going to be thinking about which side winning would promote personal liberties, to let people act freely, make personal choices, so long as they don't harm other people or harm society as a whole. So you're going to decide which side would promote that, why, then give your quotation. 13b is a very good one for this particular meaning of liberty. And do the same for self-government. So this is just kind of a fill-in-the-blank assignment. And you're not going to be graded on how many right or wrong answers you're going to fill in. It's just going to be, I want you to get it into me this week so I can give you feedback in a timely manner, so you can go forth and write an excellent paper. And remember, for this particular assignment, when you do turn in the midterm, if you do not get the grade that you want for this assignment, I will let you resubmit it. But obviously, if you do the best you can the first time around, that's best for everybody. So good luck on this assignment.